Today, we're talking about what may be one of the biggest YouTube scandals ever. As the mom of a huge family vlog channel has been arrested for abuse, we've got new huge Andrew Tate war room leaks, dozens of new victims allegedly being discovered. Free my boy Howdy Doody. We dive deep into what experts say is actually going on with Mitch McConnell, and why Selena Gomez has been getting absolutely slammed online. We're going to talk about all that and so much more on today's brand new Philip DeFranco show, your daily dive into the news. So just make sure you're subscribed and let's jump into it. Starting with, this may be the biggest YouTube scandal to date. Ruby Franke has been arrested for child abuse, which if you don't know her, she's known for being a part of a very big family channel called 8 Passengers, which chronicled her life with her husband Kevin Franke and their 6 children. But according to records from the Washington County Sheriff's Office in Utah, Ruby was arrested yesterday under suspicion of 2 counts of intentional aggravated child abuse. And actually her business partner Jody Hildebrandt was also arrested for the same reason. And as far as what led to this arrest, you had Fox 13 in Salt Lake City saying that a child had climbed out of a window at Jody's home and went to a neighbor's home for help, with a child asking for food and water, the neighbor noticing the child had duct tape on their wrists and ankles and was emaciated, malnourished, had open wounds. And then after they were taken to a hospital, a second malnourished child was found in the home and later treated. So just absolutely horrifying news, but notably, to many who had been following Ruby and 8 Passengers, they weren't surprised. Right? She had faced tons of criticism for abusive parenting in the past. The 8 Passengers channel was even taken offline earlier this year, with a lot of attention then turning to Ruby joining a new channel that was also controversial. Right? That was called Connections, and Jody was the founder of it. And on its YouTube page, it described itself as a different modality of healing that psychotherapy cannot offer you, and claiming our training will help you transform your pain into joy. Choose the life you want to have. Exchange your confusion for clarity. Local news outlets also describing it as a parent counseling service, but also with that, you had insider reporting that many have accused Connections of being a cult. Some even pointing to Connections videos that show Ruby explaining kind of extreme parenting approaches. Things like in one video where she essentially says that children do not have a right to privacy.
They're not concerned about privacy. That is the last thing they're concerned about. They're just trying to hold that word over your head. They're trying to hold you hostage. In this home, you don't get personal space because this is my space because I'm the parent. And as long as you're living in my home, it is my job to know everything about you. You don't get to sneak, you don't get to hide, you don't get to have secrets.
People also resurfacing old 8 Passengers clips, like one where Ruby said her 6-year-old daughter forgot to bring a lunch to school, but she refused to drop one off for her.
I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
You also have people pointing to one clip where she takes away her older son's bedroom as a punishment for pulling an elaborate prank on his younger brother.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October.
He was sleeping on the floor in the family room.
And with all that, Insider even did a report back then in 2020 noting that these clips, along with others, prompted viewers to accuse them of child abuse, and Child and Family Services even showed up at their home. But that case was closed because reportedly the claims were unsupported. But now, with Ruby being arrested, there have been very notable responses, including from the family's eldest daughter, who also apparently hasn't been in contact with the family for some time now because she wrote on her Instagram story last night, "Finally, today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this and so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead. Please keep them in your prayers and also respect their privacy." And also asking that if anyone has links to any questionable or concerning content that's been posted in the past, specifically from Connections, to send it her way. Ruby's siblings also posting to Instagram to say that Ruby's and Jody's arrests needed to happen, also saying that the kids are currently safe. And so for now, we're gonna have to keep our eyes peeled for updates, right? People wondering with this situation what's happening with the father, Kevin Franke. And actually with that, you had insider reporter Lindsay Dogston tweeting, "Kevin Franke is no longer an employee of BYU, a spokesperson told me. His employment ended there in spring, but it's unclear why. It's not yet known if he's also been arrested. But we'll be following the story here, and so when we know, you'll know." And then, y'all, 45 new victims have allegedly been ID'd in new leaked chats from Andrew Tate's war room, with there now reportedly being over 12,000 leaked war room messages showing the tips and tricks members shared for coercing, grooming, and forcing women into sex work. It was scary.
All this shit's kind of cray, but hold on. Hey, I appreciate it, Chris. Real quick pause. Be right back. Just need to grab something. Oh, it was even quicker than I thought.
Areas, that number could actually be far higher considering these messages are just from between March of 2019 and April of 2020. Also, if you're new to the situation, you're like, what even is the War Room? It's a private Telegram group chat for Tate's biggest followers, with them reportedly paying some serious money just for that access, it costing at least $8,000 a year. With that seeming to be a healthy revenue stream for Tate, because at the time of those messages, 434 people were paying for that access, which is wild because without
Jesus
considering all the other
Christ.
stuff, that's nearly $3.5 million a year. And reportedly, one of the biggest names in the channel was one of his generals, Miles Sunken. They'd message new members a reading list and a manifesto outlining the group's agenda. And part of that included their PhD program, aka their pimp and hose degree. Right? And in one message, you made it very clear about how to go about isolating women from their support groups. You know, normal,
Yo,
non-crazy,
what's good,
predatory
Chris?
behavior, saying it all starts with a coffee date. And after
Yeah,
that, it
Sonny
becomes a
was doing a
series
little
of gradual
Armageddon
steps to remove
earlier.
her entire support structure from
I
her
would have
life.
tuned
Then
in, but
we
I was at
punish her
work.
for a transgression, real or imagined, by having her get our name tattooed on her, leaving her family's home, apartment, town, country, webcamming, stripping, walking the track for us, getting us girls, escalate, escalate, escalate. And from there, they'd reportedly take what money these women earned. With one
The
woman
old
the
man
BBC
in me
spoke to
has
saying she
to
was
take
forced to
in the
give up
news when I get off.
$95,000. That was 80% of
Helps
her
me
earnings to
unwind.
2 War Room members. Also, other leading War Room members would post images of women with serious signs of
Hearing
abuse,
about
such
other
as
people's
cuts and
problems.
bruises. Another describing how a woman complained to him about work, so quote, I took her keyboard and hit her in the head with it, and saying she then went into the room and worked 7 hours without any break. Right? And if any of that sounds familiar, well, it's because that
Hey,
exact playbook is
my
pretty much what
workday
Romanian
sucks,
authorities
but
are claiming
at least
Tate
I didn't
did
get
in
hit
this
in the
human
head with a
traffic wing. Though
keyboard
notably,
like that
on that
chick.
note, right, none of these messages that we're talking about today are Tate directly saying anything. But instead of the Tates noting that and distancing themselves from this
Nah,
report, they're
but
calling bullshit. With Tate telling the BBC its findings were,
it's
quote,
always good to
another
keep
brazen
up with the
attempt to present
news and
one-sided,
whatnot.
unverified allegations. And a spokesperson
And
adding,
Philly
the
D
BBC's
makes it
findings
pretty
not only present
digestible.
false accusations, but insult the massive community that considers Andrew Tate a life-changing positive force. Their statement also adding that Mr. Tate is, quote, prepared to take all necessary legal actions to defend his innocence and hold accountable those responsible for defamatory claims. But as far as how everything's going to play out from here, we're going to have to wait and see. And then, ooh, people were coming for Selena Gomez. Right, so currently you have the writers and the actors on the picket lines are taking a big stand against the studios. And one of the big updates is that the public is largely on the workers' side here, with a recent Gallup poll finding that 72% support striking writers, with just 19% supporting the studios. And then with the actors, the numbers slightly dip, with 67% supporting the SAG strike, 24% siding with the studios there. And this notably coming as there's potential friction within the studios, with Deadline reporting that many executives of major studios met yesterday amid growing speculation of internal divisions and a lack of any apparent path forward to end the writers and actors strikes, with big names like Netflix's Ted Sarandos and Warner Bros.' David Zaslav apparently being part of it, Disney, Amazon, and Universal also throwing some execs in. And remember this, as we are 120 days into the writer's strike and at nearly 50 days for the actors. So I guess also prepare for a content drought. But also with the strike news today, you had some celebrities making some headlines both for backlash and praise. On the backlash front, you had Selena Gomez because she posted and then deleted a video on Instagram that seemingly promoted only murders in the building, with a video showing behind the scenes clips alongside the caption missing and wanting only murders Hulu. That post getting 1 million likes by the time that it was taken down. And according to the Los Angeles Times, it was on our grid for at least 15 hours. And even though reportedly the video was not a commercial or anything like that, it's still against strike rules to promote projects, and especially since she tagged the show's official social media handles,
That's kind of
like promo.
stupid.
And so the responses to her have varied, with some describing this as an honest mistake, saying, you know, this is kind of more of a throwback, but also a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
others
stupid.
calling her a scab. But then, as far as celebrities getting praised, you had a group of late night hosts launching a podcast to benefit the writers on strike.
She was
With those
literally
names
probably
Stephen
just
Colbert,
excited
Jimmy
being
Fallon,
on
Jimmy
set.
Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and John Oliver, all going behind the mic for Strike Force 5, which actually came out this week, and according to the Washington Post, it's going to have at least 12 episodes. And reportedly, the money made on that show are going to go to the staffers on their shows who are currently out of work. And then I want to talk about one of the coolest things I think a lot of people need to know about. And specifically, I'm talking about the innovative award-nominated device and sponsor of today's show, Fume.
And
Journey pack today. Let's try fum.com/DeFranco and use code DeFranco to save an additional 10% off your order today. And then I've got 4 very quick news stories that are completely unrelated to one another that vary in levels of seriousness that I want to give to you. 1. In the most important news of the day, a car with a giant bull sitting in the passenger seat named Howdy Doody was pulled over by police in Nebraska. And the man who was driving in Howdy Doody were pulled over after some snitch called the police. But the police actually didn't even give him a ticket. They just gave him some warnings and asked him and Howdy to leave the city. Because as it turns out, Howdy Doody's actually a kind of a local celebrity there, performs at a lot of parades and fairs. 2. Russia is demanding that Norway pay them $4.4 million because 42 reindeer crossed the border into Russia. And as far as why $4.4 million, they say that the money's compensation for the reindeer eating Russian grass. That's some expensive ass grass. And as far as how this happened, supposedly a gate that separated the two countries and kept reindeer out of Russia just broke. Also, don't worry about the reindeer, they're fine. Actually, no, they're not. 40 of the 42 reindeer have now been killed in fears that they'll cross into Russia again. And while I personally hope the 2 remaining reindeer exact some some revenge, Norway has just asked its citizens to keep their reindeer in check. But I think main thing, Santa's gonna be pissed. 3. Saudi Arabia has sentenced a man to death for criticizing the Saudi royal family on Twitter. They charged him with betraying his religion, disturbing the security of society, conspiring against the government, and impugning the kingdom and the crown prince. And this guy just had 10 followers, so he was essentially tweeting to no one. But who's actually surprised here? Killing people for tweets is just yet another human rights violation from the champions of crimes against humanity. I mean, I get the sports washing is working, but Saudi Arabia also funded 9/11, genocided Yemenis, aided ISIS, and killed Jamal Khashoggi. And 4. Niger has stripped the French ambassador of their diplomatic immunity and have ordered the police to expel them. And they obviously can't go into the embassy, as that would be a major breach of international norms, too far even for them. But police in Niger are now searching all vehicles leaving the embassy. It really cannot be understated how absolutely ridiculous this is. With it widely believed that if they manage to get their hands on the ambassador, France isn't going to ask for them back. They're just going to bomb the country into oblivion. And isn't there already enough suffering without more stupid shit? And then, so by now, you've seen this concerning and disturbing situation around Mitch McConnell, but we need to dive deeper, because there's this now viral video of Senate Minority Leader McConnell appearing to have a medical episode while speaking to reporters.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
So that alone is super concerning, but it's even more concerning because this is at least the second time it has happened. He had a public episode like this just in the last few weeks.
and a string of
But despite the fact that one of the single most powerful people in the country right now is seemingly having real medical events in full public view, McConnell's team has not at all been transparent with the American people about what's going on. Because McConnell's office has provided exactly 0.0 information about the incident, with a spokesperson for McConnell only telling reporters that the senator just felt lightheaded and that he would see a physician before his next event. While I was recording, we got the news that the attending physician to Congress issued a statement saying he consulted with Leader McConnell and conferred with his neurology team, and adding that he told McConnell he is medically clear to continue with his schedule as planned, but the physician also didn't provide any information about what happened, just reiterating the whole lightheaded bit, saying lightheadedness can be expected as a result of dehydration or recovery from a concussion. Right with that, in reference to a bad fall McConnell had during a GOP fundraiser back in March that resulted in him being hospitalized with a concussion. So we still don't have much to go off of. But also that is at least more than what we were told after the first event. Because after the first time, they wouldn't even answer questions about whether he saw a doctor following the event, with McConnell himself returning to that presser after being escorted away, saying, oh, he was doing fine, he was able to do the job on the Republican leadership team. And after both incidents, McConnell's allies pointed to the fact that he resumed answering questions after each time and continued on with other planned meetings and events. But here is the incredibly important thing. You have experts and doctors saying just because he was able to carry on with his day after these episodes doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't serious medical events. This including Dr. Sujay Kansagra, a sleep doctor and pediatric neurologist at Duke, who explained,
In the neuro world, we say these are stereotype episodes. They occur the same way each time, or roughly the same way each time. And it's kind of the hallmark of epilepsy. So this is likely focal seizures. The fact that he stops talking can be for two reasons. One, he could have impaired awareness during the seizure, or two, it could actually be affecting the speech centers of his brain in charge of actually expressive speech. This also explains why they didn't rush him off after the first episode to a nearby hospital to get a full workup. It's probably because he's been having these all along. He's had multiple of these. They already know about them. And so they didn't feel the need to go rush him off for a CT scan.
the possibility that McConnell had a seizure was also parroted by other doctors after the first event last month, with many of those experts also saying it could have been a mini stroke, which is also called a TIA. But notably, you also have others pushing back against both of those possibilities, like CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. But Gupta explaining what he thought was going on yesterday.
There's a lot of things that can sort of come to mind. The more you know about the various neurological conditions, the longer the list is. But certain things like stroke or things like that are probably less likely. He walks away and he's moving his arms and his legs as he walks away. Seizure is less likely.
But he also went on to say that whatever this is, it's more serious than his team's repeated excuse of just lightheadedness, with him also echoing the point that it seems like this is something that happens enough that McConnell's team is clearly aware of it and knows what's actually going on.
I think what really struck me, and I think Manu alluded to this, is that his aides don't seem that surprised by this. So we've seen this episode a couple of times, but you get the impression that it happens more often because this is something that they're used to dealing with. So while it's as you say, hard to watch, it doesn't seem like this is just lightheadedness. It seems to be something that is really ongoing. Someone who has a Parkinsonian-like condition, for example, whose medications are wearing off or something like that, that's something that could sort of explain this behavior. But as I said, Jake, it's a long list of possibilities here.
But to be clear here, all of this is speculation, and many of these experts emphasize the fact that we really don't know what's going on. But that is also what happens when there is a total lack of transparency. And all of that is just renewing questions about McConnell's health that were already circulating earlier this year. Because keep in mind, these two events come just a couple of months after McConnell had such a serious fall that he required hospitalization. And while he was released 5 days later, he was away from the Senate for nearly 6 weeks while he recovered. And according to reports, since that March fall, McConnell has also had at least 2 more falls, but neither were reported by his office, with him also reportedly being witnessed struggling at times following that first fall. And while he's always walked very carefully due to the fact that he overcame polio as a child before there was a vaccine, many have noted that he's been even more cautious since his fall, with him also taking a less predominant role in leading his party, letting McCarthy take the wheel on key negotiations, as well as speaking less during weekly GOP luncheons, according to people who attend them. And all of this as McConnell is 81 years old and the longest serving party leader in the Senate ever. So you have all of that, you have an absolute tidal wave online of people saying, hey, party calling for him to retire. And that notably including prominent conservatives like Bill O'Reilly and even Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Also with this, it's important to keep in mind this is not just a left-wing, right-wing thing, right? Many specifically pointing to Senator Dianne Feinstein, who's the oldest member of Congress and who has faced widespread calls to step down because it's abundantly clear she literally has no idea where she is half the time. And as we see more and more of these things happen, it adds to the arguments that people have for needing term or age limits. So if you try to pass a law in the Senate, I don't know how many people would vote for them because the average age for a senator is 64 years old, with more than half of all members clocking it at 65 or older. I mean, McConnell's not even a boomer. He's older than the boomers. He was born in 1942, back when the real world was still black and white. He's part of something called the silent generation. And you can call this ageist all you want, but look at what the fuck is happening. I feel like we're gonna see head and jar Futurama senators before there's actual age limits. But yeah, that's the news that's going around now. A deeper dive into it. Now I pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts here? What do you think about the McConnell and Feinstein situations? And do you think there should be age or term limits in Congress? And that is where today's dive into the news is going to end. But for more news you need to know, I got you covered right here. You can click or tap, or I got you in the links. And as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you right back here next time.
Oh, good lord. Alright. We're gonna start by leveling machinist. This is Elise LaLupine, my second character I ever made in this game. The first one was in 1.0 before everything was gone. Well, I think I might have actually deleted it because I wanted a fresh start. Right now I'm the machinist class, which is like a gunslinger. Well, I'm changing, sorry, because this is DPS, so I want to get my ninja up. Oh god. And right now there's a bonus for DPS for that one. Alright, next video.
In the game Dark Souls, there is an enemy called Armored Boar. Well, actually, it's called Fang Boar. So is Armored Core 6 an Armored Boar, or is it more like doing chores? Well, I'll say this. Before they were making games like Elden Ring, From Software was pumping out goopy crap like Eternal Ring. You see, back in those olden times, there was a genre of games called mech games, and there was a million of them. Zone of the Enders, Mech Assault, Frame Grind, Murakumo, Custom Robo, Virtual Hunt, Bang-Ho, Mobile Suit Gundam, so many good games. Chrome Hounds, Lost Planet, Steel Battalion that you play with this controller. 3 of those games were by From Software. Back then, From Software was putting out 5 to 6 games a year. They were spammers, and while they did like to experiment, most of their output was Armored Core. They made a lot of these until Dark Souls. Today, From Software is one of the best game studios out there. Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro was my game of the year in 2019, and Elden Ring was my game of the year last year. Armored Core 6 is nowhere near that level of quality. This is more like a guilty pleasure game. In this game, you are a badass giant robot shooting the ever-living shit out of everything that you see at 300 miles per hour. To win, slam every button on the controller while screaming at the top of your lungs like a caveman. There is no thinking, no strategy, just blow shit up and go hee-haw. In a game like Elden Ring, nearly every enemy commands a certain level of respect. Even the lowliest foe can kill you if you're not careful. In Armored Core, you will blast through 700 stupid fucking robots like nothing because they are made out of McDonald's toys. And then they send out some rinky-dink, dumbass mini-boss and I annihilate him within 4 seconds because I do not give a shit about this man. If that sounds stupid, it's because this game is stupid. This is mindless monkey mush that is like one cognitive step beyond Dynasty Warriors and Diablo. If I'm making this game sound easy, yeah, it's really easy, except for this one boss who's impossible. All of that being said, I kinda like it. The movement in this game is so far beyond anything I've seen in a FromSoft. Your mech is just gracefully gliding around the screen like a figure skater with enough weapons to engage enemies at any range. Within 10 seconds of gameplay, you'll dodge 3 rockets, slide into a dude's face, blast him with a shotgun, then lock onto a group of helicopters in the distance with your missiles. And then there's the customization angle. The player has so much freedom in choosing how they approach the game. You can turn your mech into a massive tank with rocket launchers and cannons on its back, or you can be a nimble little guy with a machine gun and a laser sword. It's a lot of fun to cook up some wacky build and see how it actually fares in a mission. And if it sucks, it's not a big deal. It's a very simple system that wants you to experiment. I will say that the weapon balance in this game is about as good as the weapon balance in Elden Ring. So not good. Once you do crack the code and formulate your dream machine, it's hard to walk away from that power. About halfway into my playthrough, I came up with this wheelchair robot with dual Gatling guns. This thing is unstoppable, and it completely trivialized the game. But listen, it was really funny. It was like a giganto version of that wheelchair you get in Dead Rising 2. Remember that impossible boss I was talking about? Where did health bar go? What's crazy is that you can probably build an even more powerful mech than this one. I really am curious to see what other people are going to come up with. For me, the fatal flaw of Armored Core is that once you settle into the groove of how to win, you just start playing on autopilot. Going back to Elden Ring, that game is massive, and yet there is so much variety across its duration because every enemy has to be given some respect. You have to observe their moves and dodge their attacks, so it's like every enemy is slightly altering the rules of the game. Armored Core allows players to get fancier than they ever could in Elden Ring, but because you can apply the same strategies to nearly every boss and enemy in the game, it feels kinda one note. For players that really want to challenge themselves and sink their teeth into this game, you can go for the S rank on every mission, although I have been spoiled by Pikmin's ranking system that actually tells you what to do. This game's ranking system is like trying to pass the swimming test at the water park and the lifeguard isn't paying attention. Armored Core 6 is a throwback to the spammy bullshit PS2 era from software, and while I did enjoy it, it is not a game that holds up under any sort of scrutiny or analysis. I am happy to see FromSoft branching out though, and who knows, maybe someday we will get a Sekiro level mech game or a sequel to the adventures of Cookie and Cream. Shit!
Let's go!
So, this happened, and I have not the chance to be witness it yet. I've seen all the people talking about it, and here's the thing. This is coming from somebody that was a direct audience for the old trailer. Yeah, the old Mortal Kombat live action trailer, the one from the 90s, was pretty great. You know, not many video game trailers have been done like that one before. This is the classic, you know, Mortal Kombat of everyone just like running into the streets of Chicago and populating, you know, the center of the ring. Although I feel like we did this already. I feel like there was another Mortal Kombat live action trailer that did some stuff kind of similar. I'd have to go back and look some up because I think there was one for MKX. There was definitely the old MK one, and there's MK2 for sure. And the ones that I remember the most are classic MK, MK2, and then we have to go see if we can find the one from MKX. Let's watch this. I hope I won't get copyright struck into the heavens because I have not seen Dave Bautista in whatever the heck he's doing in this trailer. I'm assuming that he has no affiliation in the game itself, although, man, if they could have, like, made Dave Bautista a character in Mortal Kombat, I feel like that would have been a pretty good call, dude. That would have been a pretty good call. Let's fire it up. Does this have the energy of the old trailer?
That's
That's
so
what I want to
stupid.
know.
I bought Discipline of War gear. I was supposed to buy Discipline of Magic gear. So stupid.
Just uttering the words.
Mortal Kombat. There's a force hidden in all of us. Only a select few, the fearless, will discover it. Mortal Kombat.
I'm gonna stop tooting now.
Unleash it and ignite a new realm of possibilities. Where legends are rewritten.
Shouldn't have bought that.
And new alliances are forged.
This is being played for jokes more.
The fight is calling. Who will you bring?
It's a dad ignoring his baby. This is definitely being played for gags a lot more than the old one. It's the same redheaded kid?
A new era is upon us. This is our time. This is Mortal Kombat!
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat's hype.
Man, they took out all the blood. Oh, was that Shang Tsung? It's not bad. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it was amazing. I think it was not bad. You know what it felt like? It feels like, hold on a second. I have to bring up examples. I don't think it was bad. We need to compare it to some other live action fighting game commercial stuff. This one. It reminds me of this trailer.
Okay, game on.
It reminds me of this trailer. Where they're like, yeah, this is like the feel. Right, the music's probably gonna destroy my whole ass. But like right where they try to, you never see this, it's not bad, right? It's actually not a bad trailer. They try to have like they themize the fact of like somebody live action with somebody being good and bad at Call of Duty, somebody that totally sucks. It's good. It was one of the first times I remember Call of Duty doing this, where it's like, oh, we'll have live action people sort of representing our game in some way. And then they pretty much did this from this point forward. Like every single trailer was like this from this point forward. I feel like there's a lot of similarities, but this, oh wow, Shang Tsung does look really cool. Holy hell. I feel like some of the notes being played for gags is like, yeah, could you even make the old Mortal Kombat, could you even make the classic Mortal Kombat trailer work nowadays? It's so tough, dude. It's so difficult, and it's just, let's just have Dave Bautista acting like hella real in front of people, screaming Mortal Kombat and stuff. It's like, I don't even know if you could, because again, we have to watch the older MK trailer. The theming is very different. Check this out. Just the feel of it is very different. It's already darker and weirder and scarier, right? Because the whole point was that it was something new and different, you know? Is it the same kid? Yes, exactly. The classic scream. It's got that 90s edge. techno? Jeez. I didn't even realize this had techno. Mortal Kombat has been synonymous with techno until they just stopped, right? And they're like, no more. No more techno. They're just like in a Mortal Kombat rave in the middle of Chicago. So again, very different feeling, right? Very, very different. Like, this is how we're approaching this, you know? It's a very different feeling. And I don't think the new one is specifically bad. I give this one, the classic one is like a 10, and the new one's like a 7. You know, this is like an absolute timeless video game commercial. The new one's like, yeah, Dave Bautista does a lot for it.
Roll number 22.
However,
Goddamn.
this is what I want.
I'm be waiting for a second.
Mortal Kombat. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. This is still the best one. We gotta find a higher quality version of this trailer. Yeah, there was a reason this was the Modern Warfare 2 of the 90s, Chad. Nobody knows. Nobody actually knows, but those of us that lived it, Mortal Kombat 2 had so much hype behind it, it was insane. Yeah, that's better. Damn, dude. Real suits. Real sets, real stages. Man. Yeah, this is premium fighting game commercial stuff. Yeah, all right, that's great. That's the best one. This is scary. This one's amazing, dude. This is like literally the peak Mortal Kombat tone, you know? Because Mortal Kombat's tone has been all over the place, and now like they hover around like goofy but funny and that kind of stuff. The tone of this one is like absolute peak MK. So here's what I want to check. Mortal Kombat X live action trailer. There was definitely one of these for MKX. I need it. Yes, found it. Is this going to absolutely destroy my channel? Let's find out.
Peggy 18.
Fight. Hey, fight. Oh yes, it will. It 100% will. I'll just like mute this for now. Wake up! You wanted to. It was similar, right? It was definitely wow, and it still played for gags. There's still a dad like ignoring their child to go join in on Mortal Kombat. Like a lot of the same elements are here, but I remember it being literally Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Yeah, it's literally them fighting in the middle of the street.
I'm not ready yet.
It's literally them like beating each other up. Wait a minute, let's listen. Yeah. Yeah, the music did a lot too. The music definitely helped. Yeah, it's pretty similar, right? It's like they're really not that different, except this one actually just has like fighting in it. The other version, the latest version for MK1 is just people congregating, similar to the classic Mortal Kombat trailer. So anyway, it's kind of weird that they made a very similar trailer again, you know? I'm thinking like, we did this before, didn't we? Wait a minute. We did this before, right? You forget what the MK9 trailers were? Well, they didn't have much money, so they weren't like this. MK9 didn't have any live action trailers. Their trailers were pretty straightforward. And it's a lot of the same stuff for the ones in between from like the PlayStation 2 era. They're not like, they're mostly just gameplay stuff, you know, and they just sort of are straightforward. Because it was when the games, they didn't know MK9 was going to be a banger hit, right? What about MK11? MK11 did not have a live action trailer, right? I don't think it did. Hold on a second.
I don't think it did.
It had the absolute incredible launch trailer. Maybe this is it? Maybe this looks like live action, but it's not? I barely even remember this.
Oh, it is live action.
Oh wow.
I forgot this. Does this dude literally turn into a big CG Sub-Zero?
No matter the reason, the time to fight will come. And when it does, you'll be ready. Ready to stand and fight.
Yeah, it turned into a CG character. I actually think that one's pretty good, right? I think that one's actually not bad. It's pretty decent. That's like an 8 out of 10 kind of a cool trailer. It's not amazing, right? It's not amazing, but the CG was definitely on point. And I think it was kind of cool. People are saying there's a Mortal Kombat 4 live action. What? Are you what? MK4? Oh my god.
Shanna.
Oh my god. So it's the MK2 trailer with like no direction. Oh no. Oh no. That definitely this definitely screams some like Resident Evil 2 classic vibes. Right? The original MK2 trailer felt like it had somewhat of like a focus to it. Like there was some cool filmmaking going on in there. And they were hiding the costumes. They were doing a very good job at hiding the goofball costumes. This one, we're gonna stick the goofball costumes like front and center. First thing you see is some crazy Power Rangers villain. And then you see this guy with this huge plastic gear running around. I don't even know what I'm looking at with Reptile. This doesn't look bad, but it's also... Yeah, dude, oh. The Scorpion costume is not it. And whatever the heck is going on with this guy is... I think Reptile's the most interesting part here. But he doesn't look cool anymore. He looks weird. Yeah, it's like we wanted to make the MK2 trailer again. We want to make the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer again, just do it not as good. That's what this comes across as. I think this new one is not bad, but I think Pinnacle MK is definitely back in MK2. I think that's still the best one that we got.
Alright, I gotta focus on the dungeon. Technically, this is a raid, not a dungeon now. I hope I'm not full of tombstones. Nope. Good. I don't know what this little ball does, but I'm just gonna keep it away from the tan. I feel like most of these dungeons I just try to DPS through, honestly. Since I've been back, I've just been DPS running it. I used to main healer. I've been flipping through a lot of my alts lately. And Reaper really made me get into DPS. They added a Reaper class. Fuck. I didn't pull him. I didn't mean to. Nope. Damn it. I clipped myself by one shot. Most of my healers and magical DPS are above 50. The only one that really isn't is White and Black Mage, and they're like in their 30s, so I don't need 50 gear for them yet. Ouch. Two more sections to go. And we're free. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I fucked up. I was not paying attention. Oh, I never sent the message. Damn it. Leave off. We need a bronze skillet. And then the maple can. Damn. I'm broke. Yeah, I can't afford it. I gotta go get the ether. And then do I have the carp with me? Yeah, I got the carp with me. The fuck is that? Tahira would have it. God damn it. Garuda. I got green screen. Wish ya. What is that? Axie level for Marauder. That's kind of sick. Hey, too bad my Marauder's not 50 yet, but we got it for when we there. We can go ahead and get that to Annalise to hold on to, honestly. The rings are getting kind of cold too. Just gonna put that away, put that away. That one. Give me the meters, bitch. Alright, let's go turn this shit in. Cause I'm broke. It's not gonna give me money, but it'll give me seals, which I can use for other stuff. Oh, he looks cool. Damn it, he just left. Okay, cowgirl, I see you. I'm a cowgirl too. I don't want to stand too close. You might invite me to a party or something. Look at that boy. Turn in this maple cane. Level up my carpenter, thank you. Turn in this hammer. Level up my armorer. Level, oh, blacksmith, interesting. Copper earring. I don't even know what I just leveled up. Goldsmith, 2 levels? Damn, he on Alchemist 43? I really want to get my culinary up. This should be Alchemist. Yeah. I'm assuming Weaver. Miner. Level 13, Culinarian. Not Culinarian? Botany. Interesting. Then this is definitely fishing. Interesting. I've learned patience while fishing. Legendary fishing holes? Wow. What did I say? Oh, I should have queued. Damn. I'd rather do a dungeon. The main scenario right now. Got the fat cat umbrella. Costs 100 event tokens though. And right now I'm at 17. I meant to give these to my retainer. Now, what did I want to go to? My armory chest, see what I just got. For Gladiator Paladin? That's my lowest tank. And I got a chest one? Interesting. Hmm. Tactician. I want something cool. Wait, what? What? No, I'm not a big fan of that mount. Ooh, wrong way. 21,000, not bad, not bad. Let's hurry and turn this in before my roll pops. Bingo. Tactician. I guess 56 for the next one. 58 for drill. Fuck. Oh, I am 56. Duh. Alright, well, this dungeon's gonna put me at 57 for sure. And then we just gotta do one more level. We can get drill. Oh, here we go. Wait. Okay. That was bullshit. Whoops. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the samurai quest. Knock this out the way. Knock this out. Get it out the way. Knock this out the way. Let's get this out. Not again. Give me this shit. Okay, fine. I just want to get this over with. I really don't even remember how to play Samurai. It's not gonna get my stickers and then I can use my Kinky or some shit. Okay. Defeat the Shinobi. Oh my god! Oh no, it's that one. Okay. And then I start there. And then I'd be like, hacha. And then that increases my speed. This one increases my damage. And then this one gives me my last sticker. And then I can be like, yeah! Samurai's cool shit. Okay, but anyhow. Oops. I have bloodletting. Is this one AoE? Bitch. Who am I taking on now? I'm at the MP. Oh, we working together? MP? Bitch. Let me get my stickers. Damn, what the fuck? What do you mean evade its attack? Oh. I see. And now I can use bloodletter again. Get a little health back from that. Who's next? What do I use Kinky for? Oh yeah. Okay, I see. That's off the GCD. I see. What the fuck? Bitch. Look at my stickers. What the fuck? Hey, yo! Bitch ass nigga. Oh, I fucked up my combo. No! What is duty failed? What did I do? What did I do? Hold on, hold on. We're gonna have to see what I did wrong. Cause that just seemingly failed out of nowhere. So this one's rear, this one's flank. Rear, flank. Gotta remember that. Okay, so you gotta use that for sure. I see. Meditate. I don't have that yet. Alright, let's just try it again. Did I eat? Yeah. Inventory, and then we're gonna set some max potions. Oh, I just stood there and got hit like an idiot. Bitch, got him. I just needed a potion. Duty complete. Say it. Thank you. Thank you. Samurai is fun. But right now my main melee focus is Reaper. It's just so fucking cool. It's just too fucking cool. Alright, where's my samurai teacher? Sensei! Look at my old sword, old samurai sword. Alright, back to machinist. And we were doing main scenario, unfortunately. Use the modeling glaive to obtain. Did it work? Okay, that's one. That's him. I didn't even have to fight that one. Good thing I came down here. That's my... I got a hunt request for them. I know I have to do some more shit around here. But I also need to feed my damn dogs. I forgot. BRB. Hopefully my shit doesn't pop. I'm back just in time. Alright, I'm gonna change up the lo-fi.
weapon is all-powerful. Why does my enemy still stand?
The ninja dude looks pretty sick over there with a t-shirt and business pants.
Truly be so great.
With a shirt and slacks.
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
La Brea.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal she bears.
I think he gets 6 event tokens for doing this one.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall, for the ultimate weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Asian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
The magic of friendship.
Without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
La Brea, what have you done?
No more
After this dungeon, I'm gonna take a little
for my god to be reborn.
YouTube intermission.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. And from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Heidelin, it seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Asian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer
23. 7 more and we can get a wolf. Another wolf. What's left? Leveling. Gonna do that with Ninja, I believe. And while we wait, oh wait, whoa. I was gonna take a quick break. But I can still wait at the gold saucer while I do that. Yeah, go get a little daily gambling in. Alright, we're gonna mute that. Not really, did we? And then open that back up. And then we can full screen. No, we want to transform, fit the screen. And next video.
Let's go!
Aki's trailer just dropped, and a bit earlier than I thought it would. They were saying, I think it was autumn or something like that, and I was thinking it was going to be a bit further out than this. I haven't seen the full trailer, although it does seem like the reaction has been relatively positive. Relatively positive. How Fong-like is this chick? How much of that Fong energy got injected directly into Aki? Is there a way to fix that, right? To me, asking if Aki is fixable isn't like I'm gonna make her my waifu. It's
more
like,
creepy
no,
instead of goofy.
Can we fix her and make her tolerable? Can we have a character that's actually tolerable? Because Fong was the most intolerable mother fifer in Street Fighter history. Oh my god. Next to like Adon, but I would say Fong was even worse back in the day. Let's see how much Aki has now become a waifu. How much of a waifu have you become?
Time to work, time to work.
Oh, she sounds creepy like Jury.
When inhaled, coriammertin blocks the gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors in the central nervous system, causing spasmodic muscle contractions.
Master, it's a work of art! It's perfect!
What to do
Ow!
with you now?
Ow! Stop that! Ow! Ow! I feel that in real life! Ow!
Shall we put him out of his misery?
Ow!
Sound effects were terrifying. Okay, she's pokey. Okay, she's definitely Fong-like in movement. Yeah, I get it.
Time for some experimentation.
Is this a taunt? What am I even looking at?
Wonders on you.
Okay, she's creepy.
She reminds me of a KOF character, I swear.
The more creepy around. What are you doing? What is this mobility? What is this mobility? What am I looking at? She's literally like a snake. Ugh. We turned her into a female snake human.
It's an Uchimaru, the character.
Yo, what the hell? She's a gothic Lolita? How does Max know where the heck a gothic Lolita is? So stop asking questions. This is a pretty good alt costume. I won't lie. It's a pretty great alt costume. Oh, is that a level 2? That's cool as hell looking. Wow, I want to pause the drive rush. Too close. Too close.
My magnum opus!
Ah! Oh,
Poison kicking in.
okay. All right. She's very unsettling, you know? Yeah, I feel like, okay, so what is like the character archetype? So we have a Hisako, but she's not dead. Right? We have Hisako, but she's not actually a part of like the underworld. She's still
Living
alive,
Hisaka.
but she should be dead. To me, it's kind of crazy that this Street Fighter team has done the same thing with multiple characters now, where they essentially take a previous version of a character, aka Seth, and quite literally like gender bend him, and suddenly we have like a female version of Seth, and it's awesome. It's actually crazy, really good. In fact, one of the most fun characters in Street Fighter V, bar none. And they're doing kind of something pretty similar here, where it's like, okay, so it's Fong, but we're just gonna make her some psycho creepy chick. And it seemingly is way better, right? Mostly because psycho, start to think about it, right? Psycho creepy chicks aren't all over the place in fighting games. There are some, right? But it's not an absolute defined character like charisma type. So it's kind of interesting to see how different, yeah, to be honest, T-Hawk to Lily, that's kind of true. It's kind of crazy to see, okay, well, if we had a character that made Jury look tame, what do we do? How do we even, it's Jury just has attitude, right? Jury just got attitude. This chick's a friggin' psychopath. Like, she's actually like terrifying and creepy as holy hell. So I feel like we're on the cusp of creating like super charismatic female characters that aren't all just like pretty or, you know, or just cute, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm kind of digging this crazy. So to the chat, I love crazy women. I'm watching it again. Hold on a second.
Honestly,
I'm watching
Jury's
it
a psychopath too, but this chick's a serial killer.
It's already weird.
Like, Jury's just crazy looking out for herself.
Yeah, she's like
Narcissist.
almost like a female Voldo, right? She kind of is like, except Voldo's essentially like a male dominatrix. She's kind of like female Voldo in many ways, but just more snake. Like, I think that the one thing they're hoping that we pull from this is that she's a snake.
Master, it's a work of art. It's perfect.
I want to look at more gameplay stuff. Ow! Ow! Stop it! Ow! Stop it! Don't touch me! Ow! Ow!
Shall we put him out of his misery?
Did you just casually murder somebody in front of, like, you know, a huge congregation of humans? Whatever. Okay. Big normals. Huge normals. Fung's, what is that, sending a neutral heavy kick? Wait. Go back. I'm already seeing stuff. Yeah, so we have a poison effect of some kind here. I wonder if there's a PlayStation blog or something that gets into the details of what this affects. Because now, instead of it just being life, I think the hope was that this might be a drive gauge manipulator. But we'll wait and check out the actual blog.
Some experimentation. I bet poison
Weird.
will work wonders on you.
Throws, okay. All throws. So bloobity blobs. Nutty mobility. That was an anti-air. Whoa. What is this? What is happening? What is happening? What? And you can cancel out of it? So it's just a stance. It's not like a mock dash or anything like this. This is a stance state. Because she does like a lunge out of it. Yoink. Wow. Gotcha, bitch.
I wouldn't move if I were you.
That's her level 1.
Poison's on the menu.
Jeez, this intro is amazing. This is the same like super creepy ass looking intro, you know, that really reminds me of Hisako. Like camera work and this whole entire vibe is very like Zafina / Hisako-ish, yeah, for sure. But Zafina was pretty, right? Zafina's like super pretty. This chick is terrifying, right? She is going to, you know what? I'll leave the descript weird things out of there because I want to give the chat ideas. Are we talking completely invulnerable? What? Full invulnerability? It's a command grab. She's got a command grab. Oh, man. This is a string. What are we looking at here? Gotcha. So that was Fung's, what's it called? Down HK? Doink doink, right? She 100% has a lot of Fung normals in here and some specials, 100%. So, I mean, immediately the concern is that, like, that character just wasn't super fun to play. Wasn't really fun to play. So I'm kind of curious where... I'm really curious how she's going to feel like when she's actually in hands. And is she going to feel weird? But maybe this is just the Fung everybody always wanted. That's a wild looking super, dude. What is that? Yeah, she's immediately more interesting than Fung. Like Fung just immediately came across as... Jeez, I'm trying to put myself back into the shoes of when you first saw Fung for the first time. Not even that he was lame. It was almost like not even obnoxious. It was almost like stereotypical to the point where I'm offended, and I'm not even the target stereotyped, right? It almost felt like weirdly. Like, what are we doing here, dude? Like to a point where I was like, is this offensive? I don't know if this is offensive or not. Take the poison. Cool. I want to see this combo leading up to it. Drive Rush is looking pretty good, right? Drive Rush is looking not bad. That is definitely a combo. Too close! I'm slowing this down. All right, we have to watch this in slow motion. She's too close, right? She's practically touching your nose. Let's slow this down and get absolutely mortified by it. Here we go. Absolutely mortified by this super. Okay. All right. She got you. JP, you got. Oh, too close! Way too close! She's literally stabbing the shit out of you during all this. Ow. Look at poor JP. Ow. You're just getting absolutely, like... She's wrecking your chakra, bro. She literally is. She's destroying everything. Everyone in the chat, I think it was purposeful, right? I think the choice of putting JP on the receiving end of this shit was definitely on purpose. She straight did a fatality. Wow, the visual innuendo of this shit. This is horrifying art, is what I'm looking at. This is absolute horrifying art. Good lord. Yeah, this character is somewhat nightmare fuel. You know what I'm feeling like everyone's gonna do? Everyone's gonna play this girl because no one wants to have to fight against this and not know what's going on, right? This is gonna be some absolute nightmare knowledge check.
Is my poison kicking in?
The nightmare knowledge check. You don't want to have to deal with this. We're all gonna have to play her so that we don't have to deal with this stuff. I'm looking up the blog. What freaky stuff are we looking at? Wow, brother, wow. Dude, has Capcom just fully accepted the memes? Wow, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. It's like they're completely aware and are now marketing around it. We are completely aware, and it has turned into our essentially marketing. Aki snakes through life only to please her outstanding and phenomenal master Fung from Street Fighter V. I see, so she's directly related to Fung. Under orders to dig the remnants of Shadowloo, she finds herself infatuated with the powers that can be. Did Fung die? We played the Street Fighter V story mode less than a year ago. didn't this POS die? In World Tour, help Aki to find her herbal medicine in Tianhongyan, a new area where you can increase your bond. A new area? Where you can increase... Wow, she actually has a new... area in... Oh, this is probably like visiting the stages, right? Could you not visit this stage in the regular World Tour? Again, haven't played World Tour mode. It's probably like visiting a stage when you go over to where, like Italy or something like that, where you like, visit just a character stage for a second. Yeah, that makes sense. Put those moves to use in the battle hub in ever popular ways in wacky avatar battles. Explore the new additions of poison. Improves your custom combos. Interesting choice of words there. The character design we landed on was a pale-skinned disciple with her fighting style being a combination of the poison hand and the fang snake martial arts. Isn't that Duolong as well? And like, isn't like the fang snake martial art? Isn't that the same thing that like Duolong has in like KOF 13? Right? It's kind of similar. sort of similar. And to be honest, like, Duo had the same thing where like stretchy limbs sort of go a long way, and she does too, but it's like, you know, not her appendage, it's literally like tech. Funny. It's different than Mantis style. It's a little bit different than Mantis style. Mantis style is more like Gen, right? Therefore, we decided to proceed with Aki being a white snake that carries poison. Her snakeskin Chinese dress has a beautiful sheen like a black mamba with material that looks ominous when it shines and animates. This serpentine pattern you can see from her chest to her stomach was meant to resemble the belly of a snake. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't necessarily remember this dungeon, so I'm gonna focus a little bit. Doesn't have its car bumper out of the thing. Negate does. What? Really my good. We got Katon and the other one. See, I get it now. When at first I didn't understand, but I'm just picking up. I'm playing going as I'm learning as I go. Definitely burritos. Yes. Alright, I think that's all my duties for today. The only thing that's left is just to gamble. Surprised I saved this for last. Okay. Let's hope for a 1, 2, 3. So I can't get 13. That's good. Let's hope I don't get 14. 8. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Hey, grand prize. Grand prize. Whew. 3K. I can't afford one of the weapons if I want. I'm pretty sure I'm going for.
We'll see.
These are expensive. Okay. It's kind of sick. Just what is more weapon. There we go. Oh, these are expensive. They're so expensive. Yeah, these are the ones I was thinking of. So I want these. Yeah, I need them. Alright, GG's. 1